At this time, I would like to invite Michael Burley, valedictorian for the class of 2011.
It's my son.
It's my baby. I recognize you guys. I'm Taylor's grandmother.
Yes, hello.
Good evening, family, friends, and most of all, the class of 2011. It is my honor to have the privilege of addressing each of you as the time we spend together winds down. We're all here to recount the memories and accomplishments of our fellow classmates who have been right there with us every step of the way. Through the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, the graduating seniors have stuck through it together and have made their way to the White River Amphitheater tonight in our 245 maroon robes. Overall, it was a pretty good year to be a senior, to say the least. Who can forget our entire week-long Thanksgiving vacation? As generous as the snow was, it seemingly forgot that we are legally obligated to be at the school for X number of days per year. Thank you, snow, for the Saturday school. Not only that, we got to see one of the most influential and selfless teachers finally receive the Meisenbach Award. Miss Fugit, you will always be the scarlet to our letter. And most of all, we had the pleasure of being treated with the musical stylings of one Rebecca Black, whose song is both enlightening and deep any day of the week. Also, Antoine Dodson. Hide your kids, hide your wives. And hide your husbands, because the senior class is graduating up here. And dare I forget, the one, the only, Flint Flossie. To which I made a Build-A-Bear of for my 18th birthday. What is even more fascinating about our graduating class is that we've all made it here, despite the fact that Facebook and caffeine make a toxic duo that have made it close to impossible for us to get at bed to a decent hour every night, let alone finish our homework. Somehow we power through it and help Starbucks continue to monopolize the coffee market. People always say that a valedictorian speech is never remembered. If that's the case, then what's the motivation for being a straight-up nerd for the last 4 years? It certainly isn't to be the most popular, or even the homecoming king for that matter. Wait a minute. Okay, being a nerd has been my way of life since I entered kindergarten. With a comb-over, all the way to being a distinct member of the Nerd Herd, a very exclusive club of friends with cocky attitudes and exceptionally high GPAs and SAT scores. That's not counting the vacation pay and dental benefits. We all take full credit for single-handedly making nerds the new cool kids on campus, at least in our eyes. A great core group of friends, though, is one of the most fundamental aspects of high school. I'll never forget the experiences we've had and the ones we will have as we enter another chapter of our lives as one abruptly comes to an end. To which I'm referring to the epic finale of the Harry Potter films, which I will be attending at midnight, wand and all. A wise man once said, "Today you are you, that is truer than true. There's no one alive who is youer than you." Contrary to popular belief, this was not Charlie Sheen. Dr. Seuss's careful and grammatically flawless analysis of a human being, though awkward, is incredibly accurate. The 245 of you who sit before me now have your whole future ahead of you. The choices we make are completely dependent on where we see ourselves in 5, 10, or 50 years. We will not be given the advice of the teachers or parents to consider the same way again, even though for some of us independent teenagers, that shouldn't be too much of a stretch. The students in our class have huge dreams. We've got some future environmental scientists, dental hygienists, state patrol officers, psychiatrists, chefs, doctors, musicians, photographers, and writers, each going off into separate career paths where ease is never guaranteed. Dr. Seuss didn't prepare us for this, Sam I Am. For the last 2,340 school days, give or take the occasional mental health day, or the notes for the all-day doctor's appointments, which the office secretaries caught on a long time ago too. We've been going through the motions of a normal high school student. We are now on our way to becoming the teachers for the younger generations. So here's some advice from yours truly, and by some of the graduating and graduated seniors, for the ones who will be in your shoes next year. Number 1, embrace school spirit by Rebecca Goner. Because who doesn't love to come to school dressed up like a crazed maniac and still be socially acceptable? Number 2, don't overload yourself as a senior. You will be swamped. Eric Anderson. By the time graduation rolls around, your yearbook photo will be unrecognizable. It'll look like Senior Citizen Day wasn't just a spirit day. And last but not least, number 3, all the stupid things you did, all the people you were hurt or hurt by, every friend you secretly couldn't stand, they don't matter anymore. After high school, anything you want to go away can be gone forever, Franny Nunn. You have the choice to start over in college, or wherever your future takes you. Use high school as the ultimate stepping stone in your life. The rest of your time on earth begins right here, right now. Take full advantage of it. A few weeks ago, when I was given the task to address all of you as a valedictorian, I was lost as to what I could even start to discuss. Not until last night did I feel as though I had the final speech that was ready to be broadcasted to my best friends, their friends, parents, and relatives. Standing here right now, I feel like I've got it right, even though I'm not singing my speech or using impeccable humor, which seems to be the kind that get the most YouTube views. I've never been one to believe in fortune cookie fortunes. The same can be said for the one that I had the pleasure or the saddening displeasure of receiving just last night. The exact fortune stated, all things have an end. As we realized yesterday at 2:05, and as we witness the end of a tremendous journey right now, initially we can't help but to believe what it says. However, make tonight the beginning of something new. There's no other possible way to live your life without turning a new leaf, especially when the opportunity is sitting right in front of you now. There was no other proper way to close my commencement address except with a huge congratulations to the graduating class of 2011. It is incredible how fast 4 years, and even 13 years for that matter, can fly by. I can speak for all of us in saying that hearing that exact cliche as a freshman was unbelievable. But as we gather here now, with some of the best and the worst years behind us, we have no choice but to believe it. Whether our future holds a transition to a 4-year university, enlisting in the armed forces, or furthering your education at a community college or tech school, one thing is for certain. The past has had an enormous influence on where you all are right now. The hard work each of us has put forth, juggling classwork, jobs, and life at home are all key components in receiving these diplomas tonight. What is even more certain, though, is that our futures are completely up to us. When we leave here tonight, there won't be another time when all of us are gathered together to celebrate all of our accomplishments. It is important to cherish the last time you'll see some of your best friends and favorite teachers. I would like to take a moment, though, to commemorate a friend of all of ours, Kelsey McHugh. She hasn't been forgotten and will be honored tonight as a fellow White River High School graduate. Congratulations once again to the class of 2011. Good evening and good luck.